So the question is, can the new DynaPower Forged iron beat one of the biggest irons of 2025? Guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have got one of the questions that is on a lot of people's lips after the launch of the new product in 2026, and that is, how does it perform against some of the 2025 models and against each other? Now, we have got probably one of the most underrated irons on the market, in my opinion, the new DynaPower Forged. Now, DynaPower and Wilson have produced this product a previous generation, and it sold really, really well, but it kind of gets missed in that forged market, and we're today going to put it up against a big hitter in the golf industry, and that is the Titleist T250, which came out around 8-9 months ago and has been an absolute powerhouse of an iron. So it's going to be really interesting how these irons perform. So straight on the mat, and let's hit some numbers and get some data. So we're going to start with DynaPower Forged. So first thing to sort of say is we've got the Nippon Modus shaft in here. I've got it in the stiff. I actually prefer it in the stiff shaft. It's a slightly softer feel for me, which I actually prefer. I know sometimes based on club head speed you might have been known to go into an X, but I feel at the moment, getting a little bit slower, that the Modus is better, or the stiff, sorry, is slightly better. Now, interestingly, the loft on these two 7 irons are exactly the same, 30.5. This iron, to me, gets missed so much in testing. You don't see it everywhere. It's not as widely distributed in the golf market. So it does get missed. It doesn't necessarily get in the mix as much. It's a really good looking iron. So it's an iron that is really aimed for a golfer that wants that forged feel, wants a little bit of speed, wants to have a nice amount of feedback from it, but doesn't want something that's too difficult to hit and still has a little bit of forgiveness. I think it's a really good rival to T250. I think it's a really good competitor to this market. So you may also see it up against the JPX Forged, that type of product. TaylorMade, where would it go up against? Probably P790, maybe 770, but probably P790 in terms of where it sits. I appreciate that 790's hollow back. You might even put it up against the CB. It's a really difficult one because I'm not sure TaylorMade have a direct comparison. Callaway, you'd put it up against the Apex as well. So we've got lots of choices, but today against T250, it's going to be interesting. Now, what I love about this iron is it just feels so solid. Like ridiculously solid off the face. Easy to hit, loads of feedback. We'll hit one more and then we'll just... So first few shots there you can see are coming out pretty solid. So 90 mile an hour speed, club head speed, smash 138, which is mega for a 7 iron. Launch is really good. Apex is really good. So the height, 104 feet on average, is really good. The ball speed, 123. But again, look at that land angle. I'm really, if you've seen some of our comparison videos, you'll know that 50 degrees or 49, 50 degrees is really positive. Spin's good, 6,500 revs is pretty solid for me. Let's just have a little look at that carry distance. So carry distance there, sitting up 171 on average. So I'm really pleased with that. It's such a good iron. I think Wilson, they just produce some really quality products. It's weird for me because I think Wilson does sit into that same sort of bracket as maybe a Strixon does. And what I mean by that is it's not widely distributed. It's not in every pro shop, every fitting bay. So sometimes it just goes under the radar. They don't spend millions on marketing. Well, they probably spend millions, but they don't spend billions on marketing. It's maybe not as cool or as trendy as some brands. Pulley. But it is an incredibly solid iron. So, one more. And then we're going to jump into T250. So let's jump on the mat with the T250. Now, T250 has been an iron, it's been out now 8 9 months. Very, very positive step for Titleist. Shifted away from the T200, did this gapping where they went T150 in the previous gen, brought out T250 in this generation, and it's been an absolute game changer for them. Now, one thing I would say with this iron is every time I've hit it, it's been incredibly hot, the feedback on the iron is brilliant. Different sound, bit firmer, a bit clickier. I mean, the launch is what I have noticed with, and this maybe not just the T150, but the entire Titleist range this year that's in the current models, is they all launch incredibly well. It's just such a great iron to hit. I mean, the interesting thing with these two products when you put them up against each other is the price difference is quite great. The Titleist are maybe £30 an iron extra, depending on what specs you go with, depends on what shaft options, which is quite dramatic. I mean, it's just a stunning iron to hit. It's like straight out the gate, similar club head speed, but what's happening to smash factor, what's happening to ball speed. Now, interestingly, just having a look at the screen here, wow, okay, that's really interesting. So the DynaPower, I'm gonna hit a few more with T250 in a second, but the first three, what are we, 3-4 miles an hour slower with T250 against DynaPower? Whew. That's a lot, and I felt like I struck those actually quite nicely. Delete that poor one. Spin rate similar. Let's just have another little look at that carry distance, Chris. So 168, so it's a little bit shorter than DynaPower Forged. We've got the same shaft in, so the Nippon stiff, the Modus stiff in here. Got that same feeling. 115 ball speed. I mean, I feel like it's striking it quite nicely. See, that was lovely. In terms of strike, the flight on it is beautiful, really high. There we go, ball speed, that was much better. Ball speed was up there a little bit on that one. Let's grab a couple more balls out here. Ball speed was better on that one, 122, a little bit more comparable. So close. A little bit more bottom of groove. But you see, to get that extra bit of ball speed on that previous shot, not the one there, but the one before it, to get that extra bit of ball speed, what I've had to do is actually swing the club a little bit quicker. So you can see the jumping club head speed there went to 93 miles an hour, or just shy of 93 miles an hour, to get the 122. Same with that last one, 91. So what's fascinating for me is if you go back in and look at that DynaPower Forged, at 88, 89 miles an hour, I was still getting 122 ball speed. So bang for buck, DynaPower Forged is faster off the face. See, that felt lovely. Now, a little bit quicker again, 91. So there's 2-3 miles an hour quicker in 250. I'm not getting the ball speed. Right, well, okay, a couple more. Again, that felt lovely. A little bit pushy, but Flight-wise, I can't argue with it. Feel-wise, very, very solid. I mean, this Titleist iron is wonderful to hit. Bit clickier than DynaPower Forged, I will say. A little bit more of a higher pitch sound. The Forged, this one definitely offered maybe a little bit more in terms of feedback off the face, forgiveness. I felt like I got away with it a little bit more with DynaPower Forged. So in terms of the numbers and the data, like I said earlier, I had to sort of step on the speed a little bit more, get an extra 1-2 mile an hour to get into the same realms of ball speed that I'd got with the DynaPower Forged. So that's a really interesting thing for me, because what it's showing is that actually DynaPower Forged is a hotter iron. It's delivering more ball speed than T250, which I've hit this iron a lot, T250, and what I would say is I'm amazed that there's an iron that can beat it for speed, because it is very, very powerful. In terms of overall distance, obviously if we look at the average, they're much of a muchness. What I would say, however, I'll go back to it, is that I didn't have to swing it as hard to get the same sort of distance out of the DynaPower Forged. So carry distance overall is similar on average. Where's that land angle? Let's have a look. Land angle, yeah, as I said earlier, T250 launches so well, it comes down steep. It's a brilliant iron for that, but it's not miles away from the DynaPower Forged. So I think what we've answered here is that for a little bit less money, and if you can just maybe open your eyes to different brands outside maybe the top 2 or 3, that Wilson DynaPower Forged iron for 2026 is possibly one of the sneakiest irons on the market, and you need to find it. If you are interested in these types of product, this forged product, you want feedback, but you want a bit of forgiveness, for me, hands down, I think DynaPower Forged would beat T250. Guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope that was interesting, and I hope we answered that question for you. Can the DynaPower Forged beat the T250? Keep an eye on for our future videos as we put more irons and drivers against each other to see which one comes out on top.